Welcome back to the show, guys. Hey, good morning, everybody. You're listening to The Edge. Brendan Shanahan and Vic Faust here. Eric will show up at some point. Chris is allegedly doing landscaping at the lake.
And Angela's helping him. And Angela's his she trims the bonsai trees.
And Angela is off today. So we've got a million topics to get to. We appreciate it. You know what we do. It is the Morning Edge. We're on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. Share the show. We love it when you do. We always say that. Chris showed me the numbers the other day. I couldn't believe how many people actually listen on viperrocks.com. You can take us wherever you go as well. viperrocks.com. We're on the Morning Edge on YouTube. You can find us there as well. There we are, everybody. And, of course, you can give us a call if you want to. Phone lines open today if you want to have a conversation, if you want to talk as well. In person, we can do that too. The phone number is 636-695-2915, 636-695-2915. You guys ready for a little bit of snow over Thursday night into Friday? It's not going to be accumulation, but we're going to get winter number 3. We told you this was coming over a month ago. Glenn Zimmerman said it was going to happen. We always get hit in May at the end of winter. Winter technically ends in about 11 or 12 days, so there's still time. But for all of you who are heading to St. Louis South in the next week or so, that's Rosemary, by the way, Brendan, if you didn't know that. Rosemary, Florida.
Oh, really?
Down there. Yeah, everybody. It seems like so many people head down to the...
I know Destin and that whole,
that corridor. That's where it is.
A30A, the Emerald Isle.
Apparently, it's going to be as warm here, or if not warmer, here in St. Louis than in Florida next week. Oh, brother. You got to think about that as well. So, we've got that going on. So many national stories. We've got local stories. Lots of things kicking today. We'll take it all. We've got plenty of time to get this in. You're also going to hear from President Biden, who thinks that Putin is invading Russia. I am not kidding when I say that. He just said that Putin was invading Russia. You can't make this stuff up. You don't. That's what this show does. We give you the news that you don't see on the national networks. You get it, and we're always ahead of the game. Unfortunately, it's not funny. It's funny, but it's not funny because there have been countless times where our president doesn't know where he is, what he's talking about, who the players are. And of course, if you don't think Putin and the rest of the world doesn't see it, doesn't recognize it, it's scary.
Do they obviously he wears an earpiece when he's up there, right?
We have seen him wear earpieces several times.
But do you think anybody corrects him or does he just blow past it and not even try to correct himself?
I don't even know. That's a great point, Brendan. I don't know.
I mean, it's because there's obviously somebody in his ear. You work in the media, I work in the media, and you can talk with somebody.
Yeah, but if you say,
ear all the time.
Yeah. You mean after the mistake is made?
Yeah, I mean...
To maybe correct it and say, rather Ukraine. I mean Putin invading Ukraine.
Because it's obviously...
I think he knows that Putin represents Russia.
Sure.
I think.
But, so even if it's something like that, obviously in the day and age, that's going to be captured. Because we have the audio as well. So that's going to be captured. You'd think that his advisors would say, no, you meant this. Oh, I mean, at least stumble over and be like, I misspoke. Because that happens every day. People misspoke. They'll misspeak. And to at least kind of correct yourself, but to just leave it out there just makes him look worse.
Yeah, I agree. And we're dealing with that right now. We've also got the gas situation, and it's not getting any better. And we're sorry to say that. And, of course, I mean, who knows how high it's going to go. All we know is that President Biden also yesterday said the gas crisis, it's not our fault. He says he blames it on Russia. He's like, this is Russia's fault. Of course, he's going to say that now. This is Russia's fault. And here's here's where the critics of the president are talking now. There's nothing we can do about it. The president of the free world just said there is nothing we can do about it. This at the same point in time that he is refusing, absolutely refusing to open up the pipeline, the Keystone Pipeline. And he is now talking about green energy and renewable energy and how this shows us that we have to become independent in using green energy. It's like, what? Now we're going back to this? All while you have the Keystone Pipeline. Like him or not, the former president had this country motoring right along, motoring from a business standpoint, an economic standpoint, a gas standpoint. Times were great. Right now, they're not. Now the world is freaking out. Things are unstable. Drew, you want me to say your name? I know because you keep popping in today. I appreciate it. Putin has the whole world afraid, Vic. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe. All it takes is a president who is strong, Drew. We had one. Putin dare not do that with the last guy we had in office, like him or not. When it came to these foreign affairs, people didn't like him, but people didn't get out of line. It's kind of like the badass that walks around. You may not like him, but you respect the hell out of him because you know you're not going to act up, because if you act up, you're going to get slapped back right into the place where you belong. And that's where we were the last 4 years. So, and that's just to answer what you were saying. So here we go. Putin now, after Biden, we've just become a reactionary country. We're reacting. We're not being proactive. We're reacting. And in life, that's a bad, desperate place to be when you're always having to react to something instead of being proactive. And here we go. Yeah, you're right, Drew. No country wants to accept jets. That's right. In their country. And that's another issue that's going on right now because of no-fly zone being there. Russia has free space to the airspace to do whatever they want to do in that country from a tactical standpoint. However, whether you believe reports or don't believe reports, Ukrainians are still holding their own. It's the whole thing just seems so bizarre still that Russia, with all their military might, still has not been able to take over that country. Ukrainians fighting, from what we're told, incredibly well and getting some help from allies like ourselves in financial aid, but we're not helping out from a military standpoint. Tammy says something that I've heard several times too. This is all a cover-up for the money laundering the Bidens have done. And we'll break down everything that has happened in Ukraine. Just think about this. A lot of people that listen to the show love Tucker Carlson on Fox News. He still talks about how Ukraine is not an ally of the United States, or at least he said it, how they were a fake government that was set up. Your thoughts on that as well? Jimmy Zollner, I think more of us are afraid of our own leader doing more stupid hit to wreck us even more. And I think I have to agree with Mr. Collins. The worst is yet to come. It just might be. And that's where we are. But when you start breaking all of these things down, so many aspects, so many topics, so many things are going on right now. You're trying to keep track of it. But at the forefront of it is the president saying, we can't do anything about it. And I'm not going to open up the pipeline. And everybody needs to go green. It's almost as if the progressive part of his party is now writing all the speeches for the president, AOC, about green energy. Even the Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, yesterday. Did you see what he came out and said? He said, buy an electric vehicle and you won't have to worry about gas prices. He actually said that.
That's ridiculous. But and at some point, what are we holding it for? What are we waiting for with it? Why are we squirreling it away? For a rainy day?
Why are we doing
why are we not opening it? That's the point that's people just cannot, he can't come out and say.
Because it's a pride issue. Because if you go back and open up what you closed and things get better, Oh, well, you should have never closed it in the get-go. I always talk about it. It's the number one problem that we have as humans. It's the number one sin. It's pride.
Ego.
Ego is this. Yeah, ego and pride, the same thing. He won't do it, and it makes the Democratic Party look really bad, especially the Green group of the Democratic Party. Hey, there's no problem with going green. You just can't do it all, and you can't stop a good thing from happening when it's going on, especially when we were importing oil that was dirtier than the oil we were producing here. So there really is no argument for it. And we've begged people to give us an argument. It would be awesome if we could. Julie Winko jumps in. Tucker's been on fire. If you're not listening to him, you should. I've seen some of his stuff. I jump around. I try to hear whatever I can from anybody in the national media talking and trying to get information on what's going on. I've always done that. You guys are on fire this morning on Facebook 100.7 The Viper. We love it when you share the show. Danny says Putin doesn't want to destroy Ukraine. He wants to take it over and keep the infrastructure in Ukraine, especially after everyone is cutting Russia off. Yeah, Ukraine offers a lot, but at the same point in time, Danny, they're also destroying the infrastructure there right now as well, if you haven't seen the pictures.
Yeah. I mean, towers they're destroying, all that stuff.
You'll have to rebuild much of it. I mean, there's basically no communications there anymore. They've knocked out the TV towers, the radio towers, much of the infrastructure in cities. Hell, the largest aircraft in the world was even destroyed yesterday. And Chris isn't here today. We'll have to ask him about that. I mean, that has to bring tears to his eyes. I mean, massive.
Oh, my God.
A massive airline flight. I was looking up I had no idea an airplane like this existed, but it was nicknamed the Miria, which translates as the dream in Ukrainian. It was it had a 290-foot wingspan. 290-foot wingspan, 6 engines, and landing gear with 32 wheels.
That's a Pujols home run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Russia took it out yesterday. The plane, and sadly, the plane was primarily used to airlift aid to other countries during crises that would happen and carry objects like a 138-foot-long wind turbine inside the plane and space shuttles on its exterior.
Have you ever been to the air shows where they
Russia
have the
blew it out.
big,
oh yeah,
the ones where the whole like nose opens up and things just get loaded in?
Loud as hell.
And you look at that thing, and that thing's massive. Well, this thing is about 3/4 to almost a half time larger than that.
Oh yeah,
it's just
absolutely
massive. I have the Biden audio if you want to.
Do we want? Yeah, you know what? Let's jump in since we started with Biden on that real quick. And here's your president talking about what we were just talking about when it comes to Russia and how we're helpless.
There's a couple different versions of it. This one is a shorter one.
How do we get to the place where, Putin decides he's going to just invade Russia? Nothing like this has happened since World War II.
Can we hear that again?
Sure.
Did the president just say Putin's invading Russia?
How do we get to the place where, Putin decides he's going to just invade Russia? Nothing like this has happened since World War II.
Okay, I told you this just happened. He just said this. And you're never going to hear it on national media, which is why I always say you should not be watching national media. You just be careful.
Here's the longer version if you want it.
Let's hear the longer version. Why not? The president.
This is no longer funny.
When you think about what's going on internationally, how do we get to the place where, Putin decides he's going to just invade Russia? Nothing like this has happened since World War II.
It's crazy. And the look on his face is like complete conjecture and just confidence of what he's saying.
We have played on this show, as you know, so many times the president talking about things that are not real, talking about names that are not real, associating credit or blame to people that shouldn't be there, not knowing that he's the president, calling Kamala Harris the president at least 5 times in press conferences. Dr. Jill Biden, his wife, even has started to call Kamala Harris the president. She did that at a event last month. I mean, and then now in the midst of one of the largest crises that we've seen in this world, in modern history now, the president thinks that Putin is invading Russia. I don't know. I'm tongue-tied over this, and it wasn't just a slip of the tongue that you would correct real quick. He's just, are you concerned? Are you concerned?
But you would think that his people would come out after that and have some sort of response. They just let it go. They let him look like he's a senile old man.
Is that what he looks like too?
He does, kind of. I mean, you know what? We've all got that Uncle Joe that that talks stuff at Thanksgiving dinner.
I know. I feel bad. I just feel bad because now, I mean, he's like, as we joke around a lot, like with Eric and Angela, it's fun in life. Oh, I just want to be that leaf that blows all around and wherever the wind takes us. That's what I feel like the president is doing right now. Now and we've got more sound too that we were talking about. Did I send that to you about the president? I don't even know if I sent it to you. I don't know. I didn't send it to you. The president talking yesterday, also yesterday in meeting reporters saying, yeah, sorry, it's Russia's fault for the gas. It's Russia's fault. There's nothing. And then he's like, there's nothing we can do. That was to a reporter on a tarmac. We can't do anything. And then later in the day, he comes out with a quote stating, we need to go green. It's like, what? What the hell? And this after we just finally stopped importing oil, or said we were going to stop importing oil from Russia. Now, to go back to Drew's point, this is where it gets very concerning. What does Putin respond by saying? Okay, if the West cuts off oil and you don't take our oil anymore and give us that money, I'm going to send oil to $300 a barrel. Okay, well, somebody needs to explain that to me. Why would it matter then if we're not going to buy their oil anymore, import their oil? Is it because our allies still are? Is it because other people are? But that's Putin's response, because we're just kind of sitting back being reactionary. Okay, well, you did all this fine. We're going to it took everything. It took Democrats yelling at Biden, Harris administration to finally get the oil cut off. Now Putin's going to come back with something. That's why you have to dictate the terms. You can't just sit back and be reactionary. And that's kind of where we are right now.
Don't you think they should pull Harris out in the dog and pony show?
Well, she's headed to Poland, Ukraine area today.
Yeah.
So Harris is headed to Europe. I have no idea why. I have no idea what she's going to be doing. She still hasn't been to the border, and I'm not trying to be mean or angry. I mean, the border is right there. It's in our own country. She still hasn't been to the border. Now we're sending her over to Europe, and that's where, people may think that that's fine. She doesn't need to be at the border. But what you have now is this major crisis going on in Europe, and it comes right on the heels of us basically ending COVID. All of the attention quickly switched from COVID to Ukraine, just like that. You're not talking about the border. The vice president has never been to the border despite that. And what I'll call it, what our friend of the show, Colonel Adams, has always called it. He says it's not a crisis at the border. He says it's a disaster at the border. And we've never been there, but we're going to send the vice president over to Ukraine now. So, or the Poland or to Poland, right near the border. So
I just think of if Trump were, or any Republican president would have spoke the way that Biden speaks, it would be on every late night show. It would be the entire first half of Saturday Night Live. As much as he misspeaks and just is that crazy Joe, if you watch the opening of Saturday Night Live, it used to be nothing but Trump, no matter what he would do. And they barely gloss
it's a
over
liberal.
it.
It's a liberal show.
But
It's produced and written by hardcore liberals and Democrats. That's why it's hard for me to watch stuff that isn't fair to everyone. It just is. It's very difficult.
yeah, and that's the point. Is it's not fair because you're not getting the real story, and unfortunately, people listen to Stephen Colbert or watch Stephen Colbert, and they're like, "Well, yeah, I'm up on the news." No, you're not. You're up on a comedy show.
But those are liberals.
Sure.
And Stephen Colbert has shown us his true colors. He's not interested in actually getting out news. He's interested in giving out his version,
Right.
which is all about liberal democratic ideals, which is fine. Hey, if that's what he wants to do and you like it, you watch it.
Right. But don't call that as iron. Don't say that's the news. That's the point I'm trying to say is how many of these people say, well, I watch the news. Well, what do you watch?
Yeah, well,
I watch Stephen Colbert. That's not the news.
Did anybody see the video? And I wish I could confirm that it was real and it wasn't fake. And my gut tells me it was real. It was a Ukrainian television station. And I saw it yesterday with bodies in bags as the backdrop. And it's so bizarre because I've never seen that anyway, where something looks as staged, which makes me go, wait a minute, what the hell? So this guy's reporting, speaking in his language, and then all of a sudden you see one of the body bags move, and a guy pulls over the bag, and then he raises his arm and like shakes it out and puts it back under and puts the bag over him.
I gotta find that. And see,
Oh,
just
it's
to
out
see
there.
it.
I guarantee one of our listeners has
It's
seen
like
it.
a Monty Python. I'm
And
not dead.
Exactly.
I'm not dead. I'm just sleeping.
And then I'm like, and they're talking about 57 people dead from this, and I'm going, wait a second. And then you see a person run over to the bag, like checking with the guy, or like talking to him, like runs over,
Hits
like,
him with a hammer. like, stay down.
go back to sleep.
Yeah. That's crazy.
No, somebody put it in Melanie, she has it there. It's in the Facebook line. If you go to our Facebook 100.7 The Viper, it says msn.com. It's video of the body moving. This guy moving. He was supposed to be dead. And he gets up. So there was clearly he was staged. He was fine. But they were doing a live shot with that in the background. So it's like, man, it's hard for me to trust all the stories, the videos that are coming out of Ukraine. Hell, I don't know what to think. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Joe Patterson, it was hilarious. Yeah, it was crazy. Yes, I saw it from Rosalind. Glenn Thompson laughing. Gina's laughing. I mean, my God.
It's sad that you almost have to laugh. And what else do you do?
I'm confused. Hey, you're listening to the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Brendan Shanahan in for Chris. Angela's out today. Eric will be here at some point. I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. When we come back, we'll continue to talk about this situation that's going on. What's happening with Brittany Griner in Russia? Yeah, that's a bad deal. Why a Keystone Pipeline worker says, this is all on Biden, despite what Biden's saying. Record prices in gas, it's going up, up, up. Oh, yeah, and guess what? The tanker fuelers are talking about farmers now trying to load up on gas. They're scared to death that they're not going to be able to even farm this next summer because they need the diesel fuel. They're trying to load up. It is insane. We'll get to all of that. You ready to ride Metro? Metro says they can't wait. My God, there's so many things to talk about. We're trying to get
The
you going.
muggers can't wait either.
We're getting you ready on a Happy Hump Day Wednesday. Don't go anywhere. Share the show. Back with more right after this.
The new abnormal.
This place is a nut house.
The Edge Morning Show.
Saving at the Home Depot means you can do more for less. Like making dishwashing easier with this KitchenAid dishwasher, complete with third-level rack and a Pro Wash cycle that adapts to each load. Enjoy savings on top-rated appliances online, in-store, or on the Home Depot app. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last. Valid February 10th through March 2nd, 2022. Free delivery applies to orders of $396 or more.
Hi, this is Dr. Erin Huey with Tomasino Gerst Vision Source. We provide a ton of specialty care, glaucoma, diabetic eye care, dry eye evaluations, now myopia management. Typically, we see patients that need vision correction for a variety of hobbies, for work, most often glasses and contacts. Come and see us at Tomasino Vision Source, dryoureyes.com, 272-1444, dryoureyes.com.
You work from home, and now home can be anywhere you want with an RV from Bill Thomas Camper Sales. RV travel is the ultimate social distancing for your family, and you know what you have with you and where it's been. For 55 years locally, family-owned, Bill Thomas Camper Sales has had the highest quality for every budget, and they have guidelines in place for your safe shopping experience. Travel in comfort and safety with a visit to Bill Thomas Camper Sales in Wentzville. For details, hours, and directions, go to btcamper.com.
Compass Health Network seeks to expand its clinical team. Sign-on bonuses are available. $4,000 for SUD counselors and licensed therapists. $3,000 for nurses. Compass Health is offering these to professionals to work in our substance use and emergency mental health crisis services. Compass Health provides excellent training, a competitive salary, safe work environment, and great benefits. Visit careers.compasshealthnetwork.org and apply today. Compass Health Network. Inspire hope. Promote wellness.
If you want the best, don't settle for the rest. Come to F&S. F&S Collision Repair provides the best customer service, quality of work, paint color match, and paintless dent repair. They do it all. No job too big or too small. Just what your car or truck ordered. F&S Collision. Call today to schedule your appointment and get that car repaired. F&S Collision Repair.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code FALL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code FALL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FALL.
Here comes more of the Edge Morning Show.
How do we get to the place where, Putin decides he's going to just invade Russia? Nothing like this has happened since World War II. How do we get to the place where, Putin decides he's going to just invade Russia? Nothing like this has happened since World War II. How do we get to the place where, Putin decides he's going to just invade Russia? Nothing like this has happened since World War II.
Oh my God. I guess we're not the leader of the free world anymore, are we? And I guess President Biden isn't the leader of the free world anymore, is he? Hey, guys. Hey, welcome back to the show. You're listening to The Edge of fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Hey, Eric may get here a few minutes late, but he comes in strong. Like I said, he's the microwave. Welcome back. Eric Johnson here. Brendan Shanahan for Chris. Angela has the day off. I'm Vic Faust. You just heard President Biden saying that how do we get to the point where Putin's invading Russia? And I said, maybe he's not the leader of the free world anymore. Eric, what did you say?
He's not even the leader of his house. He's not, man. A dog has more pull than he does.
Speaking of dog, yeah, one of our comments from the Facebook line was, "This is totally Wag the dog. Everything going on." Because as we went to break, we were talking about oil, The president saying, guess what? It's Russia's fault, and we're not going to do it. We can't do anything about it. Go green.
I just keep thinking Tony Stark and the Mandarin.
That's another good point.
That's what I keep thinking,
People
man.
in body bag. Ukrainian video showing what Russia did. You've got people moving in body bags, like adjusting themselves.
What?
Yes, it happened. And, we had somebody from the Facebook line ask if we could could you get that really good attorney on? That really good attorney and ask him, can citizens sue Biden for withholding a natural resource? Well, you know what? That really, really good attorney is Brad Young. Not only does he know his stuff when it comes to law, but he's a damn good radio host. Brad, good morning. You call in on command. We appreciate you. We love you. How you doing on this Wednesday?
Come on, man. Come on, man. You call, or rather, you send out the bat signal, and then I call in. That's how that works.
The Brad signal.
The Brad signal. So your day starts suing the president because we need more oil. Go.
Yeah.
Let us know how that turns out.
Well, you guys, you don't need a legal analyst to answer that question. The bottom line is this: government officials cannot be sued for any actions taken in the furtherance of government business. It just can't happen. So they have absolute immunity when it comes to actions taken in the position of their government, or rather in the exercise of their government duties. So there's just no liability. You can't do that. So it'd be nice. I wish we could, but no, that's not simply an option.
It's too big of a whale to push, and it definitely is. You have President Biden, who has said there's going to be no Keystone Pipeline. Anwar, they're not going to even touch up there in Alaska. Texas has said that they could single-handedly make up the slack for what we're missing from Russia, but he doesn't do it. And the problem is this is all politics. So we have 3 years until we can actually even bring somebody in there that could do something. So this country might be in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, it's not just politics, Eric. It's also economics. It's interesting. I got into a debate earlier this week with a quasi friend of mine who picked the wrong person to get an argument with. And so she told me, she said, it's not like the president sets the price of gasoline. The president doesn't have anything to do with the price of gasoline. And of course, it gave me a platform to launch an argument to say, well, if you understood economics, you would know how stupid you sound.
Let me back
exactly.
Let me back you up.
The president doesn't set the price of gasoline. The president and the executive orders do determine how much oil can be produced, and the supply of oil directly impacts the price.
And we are stocked right now with oil. So what it is it's speculation on what we're going to be able to get in the future. So he's actually wrong. The president could say, yes, we're going to open up Anwar. We're going to open up all these mechanisms. We're not going to take oil from Iran and Venezuela and all of our countries that we can't even do business with. He could put news moves the markets. That's the bottom line.
It does. Expectations,
right?
Predictions.
So if Biden did come out and say, here's our plan, this is a no-brainer. We're going to have so much oil sloshing around in the United States in the next 3 months. We don't even know what to do with it. That would bring the prices down to $40 a barrel. That would make Putin absolutely almost cashless because the ruble's worth nothing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We could win this war from the outside of the country if we wanted to. But this guy just doesn't want to do it.
But we don't want to.
I know.
And that's the issue.
Why don't we want to? Now we get into the real question. Why?
Well, at least from my perspective, guys, the why is a checker player move. The why is because of the president's desire to play to his liberal base. He doesn't want to increase domestic production of oil. But at least there's some understanding in the Biden administration of economics because it was leaked this week that Biden was approaching, and Eric, you've already mentioned it, Venezuela, and maybe even making a trip to Saudi Arabia to try to get them to produce more oil. So that demonstrates that it's simply playing to the Democrat base that says fossil fuels are bad, oil is bad, but only domestic oil, apparently, because Venezuelan oil or Saudi Arabian oil apparently is really good because obviously it doesn't impact the domestic agenda.
And that's why it shows this is all about politics when it comes to that. And of course, it's just, and it's going to be even more divisive. Although I do have one friend who is a strong Democrat who is pissed off and sees the writing. Not that they would ever want Trump back in office, but they see their opinion, not mine, that Biden is worthless right now, that he's not a leader. And they see, okay, this is about politics when you have the pipeline here. Hey, I may not be for it, but I see the catastrophe that's happening with gas prices and where it's going. And actually admitted, okay, we have a problem. We need to drill. There is no doubt in our mind that this would solve the crisis in a heartbeat while we could still work towards green products in our future. There's
we've
one.
already seen it. We already have a living, breathing, recent example of this just 4 years ago. Okay, it's not that long ago, but when Trump opened up areas for more oil exploration, more drilling, the prices plummeted. Now, this was pre-COVID. The price plunge during COVID.
What's COVID?
Explained by supply and demand.
What's COVID, Brad?
Pre-COVID, it was all Trump increasing the supply.
What's COVID, Brad? What's COVID? What's this COVID you speak of?
It's hard now.
At some point, can we just hope for
seriously, what's
Texas,
this COVID? Yeah.
Can we hope for Texas to secede from the union and then sell us back oil and prices will drop? That would be a big solution, and Texas would be happy.
That was Brendan Shanahan, by the way, for the government.
Sure,
Who's
they
listening?
would. And when I was in law school, I floated the idea of selling the Grand Canyon to the Chinese in order to reduce the deficit and then take it back by eminent domain. But that didn't go anywhere either. So sometimes we have these big ideas that just don't go anywhere.
And that's the problem is Vic said, he goes, man, I don't know what the hell's going on in the world when I came in here today. And I agree with him. It's like you can't sue your way out of this one, I'm afraid. This is a worldwide thing that nobody can put a finger on. Why would Putin be so nuts to go and start bombing civilians in their subdivisions? China basically gives him carte blanche.
Correct.
The United States, who is one of the biggest oil producers on the planet, decides that they want to go have a kumbaya with Iran.
This is the scorecard. This is great.
It's like this, they want to go down to Venezuela, and even the Saudis won't even take his call. Did you hear about that yesterday? Biden tried to call one of the Saudi princes, and he would not take his call yesterday. So this is insane. This entire, it's like it's coordinated. It feels coordinated. Because there's no way that the United States can become this weak, this fast.
Yes.
And something is going on, and it's almost like we're going to go to $7 a gallon by the end of summer. I can feel it. There's no, this is not the travel season. I looked outside. It's $4.10 a gallon.
But keep in mind, you already see the national media messaging, and this is what concerns me because I always watch and I listen to what people say. And people should listen to what you hear reporters stating.
Yeah.
Already, this is because of the Russian invasion. It's the Russian invasion.
But it's not. This was before
gas
that.
prices, I said it yesterday, have increased every month since the president and his policies were in office, whether you like it or not. Okay, hey, if you want to go green and you're going to take that, you think you have a clear conscience, all right. Was it going to jump this much? No, probably not. But we also stopped the Keystone Pipeline, and we just explained the economics of gas for you and pricing 2 minutes ago. So it all adds up. It was all going up before, but you won't hear reporters say that. You'll just hear gas prices are so high now, record levels, because of the invasion of Russia. Well, that may be an indirect source, but it's because we're not drilling, and it's clear as day. And there are examples, 100% black and white examples going back to when you don't drill and you buy oil from other places. And on top of it, which we haven't mentioned yet, every time that we've gone to our reserves and we opened up the reserves, which Biden said in his speech he was doing, there might have been a price break at first. Every single time, what's happened? I guarantee Brad knows because he's smarter than we are. The prices jump every single time.
Yeah. Exactly, because it's not enough to make a difference. That's the deal. It's not enough to make a difference, and all you're doing is weakening our position because now we have fewer reserves in the event there was an actual crisis. I mean, this is an inconvenience, but if there were an actual crisis, say, a nuclear bomb went off in the Middle East and all of a sudden all the Saudi oil is taken off the market, that would be a true crisis. That's when we need those oil reserves, not for a PR headline to drop the price of gasoline 2 cents at the pump for 3 days.
Well, here's the other problem that you have from a national standpoint, and I'm glad Drew Collins brought this up, because Americans' number one asset is also Americans' number one problem, and it's how evil countries and terrorists and people with bad intentions for America get over on us. Drew says, I don't mind paying those prices. That's what's wrong with America. We're selfish. Those poor people in Ukraine are being slaughtered, and all you guys want to talk about is gas prices. You see the messaging here. You make Americans feel guilty. What's happening there is horrible. It's an atrocity, and guess what? It didn't happen ever until what happened in Afghanistan, and then Putin decides to jump in because he thinks he can. America let its guard down, and Putin jumped in.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
right, but,
we shouldn't worry about gas prices.
Right now, Vic, if we had somebody in office that understood economics, that understood the law of supply and demand, what they would be saying is that we can cut off oil to Russia or cut off oil from Russia and lower the prices at the pump by exploring domestic reserves and drilling more and producing a greater supply. We could actually cut off Russia and see the prices go down at the pump if we had someone who understood economics.
He doesn't. He's a partisan, and he doesn't have the cognitive ability to even do that.
But his handlers do.
Yeah.
If you're going to say that he doesn't, people know. Any average, intelligent American.
What did Hillary say? Don't let a good crisis go to waste. This is a big crisis. And I'm telling you what, if their agenda for whatever reason is to make plug-in powered cars the thing of the now instead of the thing of the future, they're going to go for it. They don't think things through very well, though, because there's trucks, there's tractors, there's all kinds of problems that you can have when you are trying to do this. Now, is this about the green initiative? I don't know.
Well, this is a great point from Robert Peterball. He's like, hey, Drew, higher oil prices fund the bad guys. That's why we care about pricing.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's why you need to get them.
And you could even make the argument, gentlemen, about being green. Talk about oil producing worldwide. No one in the world produces oil in a cleaner fashion than the United States.
Bingo.
The environmental damage that's done in Russia, in Venezuela, in Iran, the detriment to the environment from those producing countries is enormous. Yeah. And the cleanest, greenest oil that's produced anywhere in the world is produced right here.
Sure is.
But the political standpoint goes to show right now what divisiveness actually is here. This is only going to divide people more. The president says, sorry, it's Russia's fault and we can't do anything about it. Let's go green.
Yeah.
Why won't you open up the pipeline? We're not going to look at that right now. Yeah. We don't need to. We're going to stop imports from Russia. This is great. But now we're going to buy from Iran or somewhere. It's what? Or Saudi Arabia. What? If you have a scorecard, because so many things are happening and the average American doesn't keep score, that's the problem. Eric was just explaining some of the things that happen. You need to keep score, because if you don't, you're not going to keep up. And if you don't keep up, you don't understand really what's happening. And that's the concern. It's like, my God, we all care about this country. But guess what? How are you going to feel when inflation, we haven't even got into inflation is where it is. Now gas prices are higher and you're not making any more money. Okay. Have at it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
And, oh, by the way, where's COVID? Where's Dr. Fauci?
And to Drew.
What happened to Dr. Fauci?
He's gone. They retired.
How did this disappear so fast?
I can tell you,
it's a miracle.
He's on Epstein's Island.
Dr. Fauci. He's in the witness protection program, and they hit him on MSNBC because no one watches MSNBC.
It's true. And isn't that weird that the talking points of CNN, MSNBC, they don't resonate well enough with the American people to even draw an audience. Yet that is what the Democrats in the House and the Senate and the White House, they are so trying to do. It's like their media arm is not working. It's not working at all. But I will say this. It has already started. The gas going up into astronomical land has already started. One of my bass techs, one of the guys that work in my band, he said he can't make a gig because he doesn't have enough money to fill his gas tank with gas, because he doesn't make enough money. He just doesn't. So to Drew's point, who cares if prices go up? I can afford it. That's the most insensitive thing I've ever heard in my life. Not everybody is Drew. So we need to start thinking about other people. And everyone's life is wrapped around, unfortunately, $3 a gallon, not $8 a gallon. So if that happens here in this country, don't even try to buy bread anymore, because those truckers are not going to be able to get the bread to your damn store.
Well,
and
Angela
that will
Sharp,
be $5.
Angela Sharp just checked in. Angela, good morning. She had another commitment this morning. She said she's also heard that gas is supposed to go up by $1 next week. She goes, "Why do I know things like this? I blame you guys on this radio."
Did you know?
show."
Did you know after Katrina, the biggest hurricane that hit all those oil wells, it was the fastest price increase of oil ever. It was 41 cents.
Yes. Oh, I do remember.
Okay.
That. Yes. And
you know
now,
what has happened in the last 2 weeks?
Blows it out-
61 cents.
blows it out of the water.
This makes Katrina look like a thunderstorm.
Hey, before you get out of here today, Brad, do you have 2 more minutes?
I do, yes.
I forgot to bring this up at the end of last week. I think it was Friday. One of the most intelligent men on the planet, and you can tell me I'm wrong and then go ahead and try to prove it. Elon Musk said, I hate to say it, quote, "I hate to say it, but we need to start drilling ASAP. We need to increase oil production in the United States." What company does he own?
Electric cars.
Electric cars, EVs. Even Elon Musk said it. I didn't know if you guys saw this or not,
I
but
did.
Of course, national media is not going to cover it, because if it doesn't play in, which is why I'm frustrated with national news, didn't cover it. That's huge.
It is huge, and it also points out the ridiculousness of the left when they say, "Well, if we were just driving electric cars, this wouldn't be a problem." Well, what powers the power company that
Exactly.
charges the darn car?
Exactly.
Okay, it's
Can you repeat
oil,
that again for
it's
people?
Natural gas.
It's oil and natural gas that powers electric vehicles. Once again, the average American doesn't have time. They're too busy with TikTok to get into the real aspect of Americans, or what America's dealing with. And then before you know it, it's the frog that's been roasting in the pot of water. Oh, it felt good at first. Now it's boiled.
It is. Before you know it, the damn water temperature is so hot that you cannot survive anymore, and you're a goner. And I certainly hope that people like Angela Sharp are listening to this, because it's people like her who haven't been watching politics over her whole life are now going to have to start waking up and going, you know what? Yeah, we got a problem here. I know now,
Which is
she
awesome.
Now she is. That's why I love her being on the show. Is she's such a canary in the coal mine? You have to keep an eye on her, see if she's still around over there.
There's so many days that I come in and she just looks pale. Like I don't even know what I just
She's
learned.
glossed over.
No, she's taking it in. She's taking it in. Oh, yeah. Robert Peterbilt says, hey, Elon Musk needs the oil for his charging stations.
Yeah, send it here. It's great. So, Brad, there's just nothing we can do, is there? We just have to sit back, get on the ride, and just wait for this thing to get over, don't we?
Well, we need to do what you guys are doing right now, which is educate people on how to be chess players in a world of checker players.
But what can the little guy do? What can the little guy do? The guys that don't get to go into the media room and ask Jen Psaki questions, the guys that can't go to committee meetings in the Capitol steps. What can the little guys do other than, fill up their tank with $5 a gallon gas?
Have conversations with people. Get into the nuts and bolts, not just the personalities, not just, oh, Trump's the orange man, or not
the
just
boogeyman.
Do the surface complaints like Putin doesn't, or rather President Biden doesn't know the difference between Russia and Ukraine, but literally talk, and that's funny, and that's a good line. But the point being is that folks need to educate others and have conversations about why do you think gas is going up? Why do you think it's happening? And have conversations with people. That's the only way things are going to change, because it's not going to change from watching television, because television is going to continue to with the propaganda line, blaming all of the price of gas now on Russia. This was a trend that occurred every single month before Putin invaded Ukraine.
There's one good thing you can say about late night TV, like you just said. Fox News is the top 17 17 shows, including the late night shows with Jimmy Kimmel and with Stephen Colbert and all those guys. They are the top 17 shows watched after hours. And you know what that says to me? It says to me that people are like, whether you're liberal, whether you're conservative, whether you're independent, whatever, you are watching those guys because they are having the proper conversations. And that might be the saving grace, is that so many people start to watch Fox News and not MSNBC and not the liberal shows.
Well, they're certainly not getting the right things out. I was watching a White House briefing. Jen Psaki's out there, and literally the reporters they're taking time of important things like saying, "Hey, Jen, did you know that so-and-so's over there calling
Correct.
you Peppermint Patty?" Like, what? Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares that somebody's calling her Peppermint Patty?
Well, it's childish.
And it's taking up time from what the real issues should be talked about.
Brad, we appreciate you joining us this morning. We're getting to break. We know you've got your real job to do. But when can people hear you again on KMOX?
I'll be on KMOX tonight, 8 to 10, this evening on 11:20 a.m. And anytime you need me, you just throw up the Brad signal, and I'll be here.
I'm calling in tonight. That's all there is to it. I'm calling in.
Brad, thanks again. It's always great to catch up with you, my friend. Have a great day.
My pleasure, gentlemen, as always.
All right, we appreciate it, Brad Young. Before we get out of here, Eric, we talk about what's really going on. What's really going on? It's very interesting because Italian Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, he was the apostolic nuncio to the United States. Well, he has now put out a public letter around the world, but of course, you're not going to hear it in national media. He's blaming the deep state for the Ukraine war and citing COVID-19 measures. Just wait till you hear what he has to say about the NWO.
Great.
It's very interesting stuff. You will not want to miss this.
If this is a big TV show going on over in Ukraine, I'm going to be really pissed.
Well, when people are moving in body bags as a TV reporter, when a TV reporter is talking about the body bags behind him, and then somebody miraculously recovers from the dead, pulls over the body bag, shakes his arm out, and then the body bag goes back over.
If
And then-
NBC starts, if I tune into NBC and they go, tonight on Ukraine,
I just...
I will be pissed.
Starring Vladimir Putin.
we oh my God. All right, we got to get out of here. We are so late for break. There's so much to talk about. We appreciate it. That's why it's the fastest 2 hours in morning talk radio. It's unlike anything else. Jump in on the Facebook line if you want as well. Hell, if you want to give us a call, you can do that as well. 636-695-2915. You can also catch us at ViperRocks.com, 2 R's, ViperRocks.com. Eric Johnson, Brendan Shanahan for Chris. Angela with the day off. I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. Back with your news headlines after this.
Grab your coffee. The Morning Edge will be right back on 100.7 The Viper.
Journey in concert. Freedom Tour 2022. March 21st at Enterprise Center. Journey with very special guest, Toto. Tickets on sale now at JourneyMusic.com. Don't miss Journey Live. Produced by AEG Presents.
With everything going on today, it's easy to forget to take care of ourselves. Compass Health Network is here to help. We provide a wide range of mental health, primary care, and dental services for the entire family. Whether you need to talk to a therapist, get a routine health checkup, or have a filling replaced, Compass Health Network is here for you in person or virtually. Call 844-853-8937 to schedule an appointment or visit compasshealthnetwork.org for more information.
Hey, it's Shanny from the Legendary Lunch, and if you're hiring somebody to come in and do a project for you or your business, you need to trust them. And trust is built. Well, that's what Concrete Bob and everybody over at Concrete Masters does every day. They build trust, and they do it with quality work. And it shows in their porches and patios, the driveways and walkways they pour, the garages. Whether it's commercial or residential, Concrete Masters does it all. For new projects to tear out and replacement, if it's flat, Concrete Masters makes it great. So if you've got an upcoming concrete project and you don't call Concrete Masters, well, it's your own ass fault. Call them today, Concrete Masters, 314-486-0926. Tell them you want to speak to Concrete Bob and plan your next project today. 314-486-0926. It's Concrete Masters. Hey, it's Shanny for Mascots Bar and Grill, and I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a place to watch the game with friends, Cardinals, Blues, whatever, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. If you're looking for a place for happy hour, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. Heck, grab some friends, get a table, and play rock and roll bingo every night and twice on Saturdays at Mascots Bar and Grill. You can win some great prizes. Seriously, great prizes at Mascots for playing rock and roll bingo. And it's absolutely free to play. Wednesday night is ladies' night, and you won't believe the specials they have going on there. Come by for lunch. They're the home of the legendary lunch special. You go tell them you're FOS, you're a friend of Shanny's, and you want that big old burger and fries for just $5, and they're going to give it to you fresh and hot, just the way you ordered it, and it's so delicious, and you don't have to do the dishes. If you go once, you will go again and again. Mascots Bar and Grill, home of the legendary lunch special.
The Edge Morning Show is coming right back.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed is the only bed that effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. The new Queen Sleep Number 360 C2 Smart Bed is only $8.99, plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Now another hour of The Edge Morning Show on KFNS Troy St. Charles. The Edge Morning Show.
Hi, my name is Takia, and a little thing that I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is when I take a bite, it's the perfect blend from the bacon to the cheese. It's perfection.
Hey, I'm Katora, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is it kind of melts in your mouth, so you know it's creamy, cheesy, and delicious. This gooey mac makes me cheese every time.
Order dinner delivered on the Chick-fil-A app today. Delivery fee and other restrictions apply. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
You are an electric vehicle. It's true. Electricity powers your heart. Want to feel your heartbeat faster? Drive an electric car. Made by Nissan, a company whose EVs have gone 5 billion miles. Built for every driveway, every highway, and every speedway. And where the loudest sound is the beat of your electric heart. Nissan. Electric cars for electric drivers. 5 billion miles driven by Leaf owners globally since 2010.
Viper weather with legendary chief meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hi, this is Viper meteorologist Dave Murray on this Wednesday. All about sunshine, though it's cold this morning. It's a little bit warmer this afternoon, 55 for the high. That's actually about where we should be this time of year. Tonight, partly cloudy, drive it back down to about 30. Thursday, partly sunny skies in the morning, going cloudy during the afternoon, 57 for the high. Thursday night, a light mix of light snow, light sleet, some freezing drizzle, some drizzle. Just kind of a messy situation. It's not an important thing on Thursday night. 28 for the low, so there could be a couple of slick spots out there. Friday, cloudy and cold with light snow, sleet, freezing rain, and even some rain at times. 35 for the high, an inch or less accumulation on Friday. Friday night, flurries, very cold, 14. Saturday, sunny and 32. Sunday, sunny and 58. Around and around we go. From the Viper Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray. Now back to the Edge on 100.7, The Viper.
Whipper River Electric, a Touchstone Energy cooperative. The Edge Morning Show.
Local headlines now with Fox 2's Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Time now to take a look at your morning news headlines as we've got them right now. The Missouri House has been urged to legalize marijuana. We've talked about it several times. Medical marijuana was legalized, and it was probably only a matter of time before recreational marijuana. So now you have a bill brought up. We'll see where that goes, how long it takes. There's traffic that was backed up westbound 70 near Lambert where a crash happened. Somebody was trying to avoid debris, started a wreck. There's still back up there. Be careful about what's going on with that. There's a female construction career expo today. Go to fox2now.com to check that out. Unfortunately, 3 people were wounded in North St. Louis in a shooting that happened overnight, just before midnight. Also, Governor Parson visited North Kirkwood Middle School yesterday. It's a Gold Star Blue Ribbon school. He's actually headed there today to honor that school. Very good line there. Remember the house that exploded in St. Charles County last week? And then there was the second breaking of a gas line in a week. Well, Chris Hayes did a story last night on fox2now.com, and guess what? Gas lines may be more at risk now than ever with record digging in St. Charles County. A lot of the fiber going down, all of these gas lines not knowing where they are. It's a very dangerous situation. Did a very good story on that. Jefferson County is planning to build its first crime lab for the area. This is supposed to be a state-of-the-art facility, help with solving some crimes, getting things done a little bit quicker. And we could also see some compromise now when it comes to the $210 million St. Louis Convention Center expansion, which has been holding us back from trying to compete with other cities in the Midwestern region. Well, now we've got Rita Days Heard, who's now willing to give a yes vote to this, because St. Louis County had to vote yes to give its share of money to go along with the city, because North County will get a recreational center that she said that they had been promised. So we'll keep you posted on that. Let's look at your morning headlines. I'm Vic Faust.
The Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. You're listening to The Edge, the fastest 2 hours of morning talk.
This is his sports music bumper right here.
And
now
Eric
Angela
Johnson,
Sharp
Brendan
on
Chin in for Chris.
sports.
Angela Sharp has the day off, and I'm Vic Faust.
The name of the song is "In Hell I'll Be in Good Company."
Oh,
So-
you're always thinking. That's why you're always thinking. You're ahead of the game there.
I wish Angela was here today. She could talk about the Russell Wilson trade to the Broncos, but
Yeah.
she's not here.
Well,
but she
Russell-
would only talk about the Blues anyway. So
Well, we don't want to talk about the Blues. They lost their fourth straight game last night as well. And for Blues lost 4 straight. They don't even look like they look like the best team in the NHL. Now they look like the worst team in the NHL.
But that's how all sports are that you play throughout the season.
Not all the time.
Baseball, basketball, you always have these lulls. You always do.
Sometimes, but this is a bad lull. This is because their lull, they're losing against the worst teams in the NHL, and that's a problem.
NHL is still one of the on any given day. On any given day, the bad teams can beat the good teams. That's just
gotta
the way
make
it
the
is.
playoffs. That's
Somebody
gotta make
actually
the
said they
playoffs.
liked that song. Ginny said she liked that song.
Oh, my God.
It's a great song. The video is awesome too. So.
We got a lot to talk about. We're going to continue to get more serious with those topics. And New World Order, Great Reset, Kabul. Just wait till you hear what this archbishop from Italy says is going on around the world right now. He's willing to actually put it out there. But real quick, Eric, what part of the body do you wash first when you're in the shower? There's a reason, and it says something
Hair.
about you according to your new study.
Hair.
See, I figured about 90% of people probably start with their hair.
Yeah.
I start with my hair as well. If you start with your hair, the lifestyle expert says you're a hopeless romantic who's usually immersed in your own thoughts. Also,
What do I do?
You have the temperament of an intellectual and an artist.
No doubt.
But do you start with your head? You wash your head even though you don't have hair.
I do actually. I do start with my head right first. Where
That's
there,
okay.
I wash where there was hair first.
Okay, that's cool, dude.
According to the lifestyle expert, go figure. Todd says his butt. Thanks, Todd. Appreciate it. You're not funny. Sometimes you are.
Maybe he's being serious.
Maybe he is. I apologize. If you start with your face, you love money and might struggle to get along with other people.
Chris.
Chris washes his wallet first.
Your shoulders. I didn't even. Who would start washing with their shoulders?
Nobody.
That means you're loyal, reliable, devoted, and tend to carry the world on your shoulders. Your armpits.
Okay, that could be, if it wasn't hair, it'd probably start there, right?
You're attentive, but might come across as naive and lacking confidence. If you start with your chest, you're honest and loyal, but also stressed out. And then a hair we talked about. So, and by the way, if you don't go in any specific order, you change up all the time.
Okay.
You're adventurous. You don't like to be bored.
Mhm.
And it doesn't say anything about any other body parts.
Okay.
So don't go there, Todd.
Yeah. Because it's a rated G thing.
If you wash your butt first, you're just an ass.
Dun 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 dun.
I guess that would make sense. Oh, go figure. John Parker chimes in out of nowhere. I start with my shoulders.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
you got the word on your shoulders.
He's got to get the chip off it.
Oh, damn.
Oh, my God. That's the best thing that's ever been said on this show in 2 years. Brendan, you win. Oh, my
John, you're not coming back from that one, man. John.
Brendan,
Down goes Parker. Down goes Parker.
John, hit the showers, buddy. Hit the showers.
Oh, my God. I can't even.
Okay.
I can't get the smile off my face.
He's gearing up. John's gearing up now. John's gearing up. Something's coming back.
Oh, my God. Thanks, guys, for joining us. I can't even. Let me push
That's
this
good.
out. Okay.
He doesn't win that many awards for nothing, Vic.
I know. I get it.
He doesn't get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame the Broadcasters Hall of Fame for nothing.
All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us back. And, of course, everybody on the Facebook line loved it.
That's a winner.
Oh, my God. It just applies. All right. I'll stop laughing. I'm sorry.
Keep going.
I can't.
Keep going.
Oh, my God. I was going to go to something. It's more serious, unfortunately.
We got to shake it off now because I got to hear what this priest has to say.
Oh, my God.
He thinks he's Notre Dame, but maybe he is. Man,
well,
market's up 600 points right now, just on a side note.
That's a damn good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Italian Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, the Apostolic Nuncio to the United States, came out and put a letter out, and then the Catholic organization put his letter out. And I won't read what the author says because that's just the author's opinion, who agrees and adds. But I will read. Oh, my God, my phone. I just got 2 messages. Oh, my God, that was the best That was the best thing that I've ever heard on the show, too. Literally, I just got 2 messages. One Facebook message and one tweet or one text saying that they loved what Brendan just said. Sorry.
Brendan from 50. Right through the uprights.
Sorry, John. That was.
Why are you apologizing to John Parker?
Oh, my God. I know. I got to stop apologizing. I'm always worried about offending people. Okay. The nuncio says, Archbishop Vigano, in the Russian-Ukrainian crisis, we must clearly recognize and denounce the coup d'etat of the deep state worldwide, which has worked to install the New World Order involving the WEF. I forgot what the WEF is. NATO, the UN, the European Union, the IMF. His Excellency also went on to say, there is a real risk that the Biden administration will take advantage of this crisis, of which Joe Biden himself is an accomplice and responsible.
Does he know he's responsible for, though? I digress.
There is also a real risk that this crisis will serve to cover up Biden's crimes, those of his son Hunter, the China virus pseudo-pandemic, the Durham investigation, the 2020 electoral fraud, as well as jeopardizing the midterm elections in the United States.
Wow.
The truth reminds us, and it is a foundation of justice and peace. Let us all, therefore, ask God to help us find and defend the light of that truth in this moment of the Luciferian darkness.
Oh, my God. Literally.
From Monsignor Archbishop Carlo Vigano from Italy. You asked, Eric.
Wow. I mean, that is so Nostradamus-y. It's unbelievable.
No, it's not just an opinion of some here going, what? You have archbishops around the world going, wait a second. Calling this out publicly.
Yeah.
There's not many people who are calling out those names publicly and saying what you have there. Also, I wanted to make sure that I had I wanted to make sure I had his full quote in there. Make you think? Does it make you think?
Make me think. It's something that I forgot to even think about. He's absolutely right. One of the reports that came out, and if you don't have it from NBC or ABC, it's a conspiracy. But one of the reports that came out is when they talked to one of the Russian soldiers, millennial dude, probably 20-something. He goes, I didn't know we were supposed to kill people. We were told we were to come get files. That's a true story. And then he went on his way.
You're hearing multiple reports of that. Well, wait a second. What the hell? We're not even trained for this.
We were told we have to get files. What do you need files for, son? Exactly where do you think you're actually on your way to? So it makes you stop and think. He goes, so they didn't prep you that you were coming to war to come and take over Ukraine? You don't think that would have been part of the pre-show meeting? Before we go in here, here's the goals, here's the objectives. You're just not going to drive these tanks south. Here's what we're actually doing. Some general at some meeting said, son, we're going in here to get important documents. And that's what he was told. And that's what he said back to a media guy somewhere. So what does that mean? Again, this is conspiracy theory stuff. So are Hunter Biden files what they're after right now? Is there a deal with Putin right now with Biden? And he said, if you go in and take my files, destroy them, annihilate them, I'll give you Ukraine. Have it. It's all you, babe. And then we'll say at the end of the day, we'll go, we're going to negotiate with Putin, blah, 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 and they fix all of this mess somehow. Right? I mean, is that so out of the realm of possibility?
No, it's not.
And China's looking on going, yeah, we'll let you guys do that if you give us Taiwan. And Biden looks over at China and goes, yeah, we don't really need that. Go ahead. It's all you, babe. Could you imagine those kind of conversations happening? Or am I just out there in left field? Maybe I'm out there in left field.
But I mean, when the Archbishop is willing to write this and put it out there and put his name on it, there's got to be a reason. And there's things that the man has seen. And Vigano has a very good reputation. He does. Well, he's always had that reputation as being a holy man and really trying to stand up for the faith.
Look,
I'm just telling you.
He could be a race car driver. It doesn't matter, because I think he's just looking at the situation and going, wait a minute, here's a few things that you might want to take. I don't think he's looking at this as a holy man. I think he's looking at this like, this is kind of odd, all this stuff, right?
Well, we've talked about this before, but let's do the scorecard. As I always say, keep the scorecard, because so many things happen, just like with COVID. You forget in the beginning it was, we just need 2 weeks to stop the spread. Oh, now we need, social distance. Now we need masks. Now we need mask and social distancing. Now we need mask, social distancing, and a vaccine. Now we need mask, social distancing, a vaccine, and 2 vaccines. Now we need mask, social distancing, 2 vaccines, and a booster.
Right.
Now we need to stay. I mean, I'm just not that I'm against it. I'm just telling you. Just remember, things happen so fast, and you're told so many. We just go along like the sheep. Okay. That's why we should always question things. And the truth will always set you free.
And why does the human brain, speaking of COVID, why during this time, and I cannot wait to age 10 years so that I can look back on this mess. Why was it Democrats and Democrat-run towns, the lockdown centers of the planet, but Republicans were like, what? No, we're not going to lock everything down. We're going to keep the economy going. And they were the ones that succeeded. Why did that happen?
Well, it also attacked, and a lot of those cities had a higher concentration of African Americans because COVID, for whatever reason, also hit African Americans harder than it hit other people. But on the Ukraine situation, keep talking about the scorecard?
Yeah.
Where did the Trump dossier come from?
Ukraine. Russia, Ukraine.
Where did it all start? It started and it all proved to be fake.
Yeah.
It was a hoax, and that's not just an opinion of the show. I'm a reporter. I'm not going to say anything that's not true. It was black and white truth that proved to be fake. It was huge waste of taxpayer dollars. It just, in the end, it was. Okay, whether you want to call it a conspiracy or not, where did Hunter Biden get paid the millions of dollars?
No doubt. Ukraine. No doubt.
He got it from Ukraine. Where did the Clinton Foundation get the millions of dollars for its donations?
Ukraine. I can't even remember his name.
Ukraine laundered a lot of money. That's proven as well. I did not know this. And this is where some conspiracy theorists might get into things. Where does George Soros have property?
I don't know. I guess Ukraine.
I don't.
See, here's the thing. The media and the Drew Collins of the world, all they have to do to shut any of this thing down is use the word conspiracy. And if conspiracy doesn't work, they go directly to racist. So if conspiracy, if you can make it through the gauntlet of conspiracy and then somehow just smash through racist, you might be able to start to get to the answers of some of these questions. And you also cannot be ideological at all. You can't be ideological. You have to be some guy that's like, I'm literally just I'm a meanderer on the earth. I want to find out the truth.
Puzzle pieces start to fit. You place them. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I was just messaged, and I've heard this before, the deep state has always hated Russia as much as they hate President Trump because Putin never jumped along with it. I'm not trying to stick up for Putin. Don't get me wrong. But it is interesting that he's taking out biolabs in Ukraine as well, Putin.
Yep.
So many things going on. And, of course, the average American will never know or understand or even care about, once again, until maybe it's too late.
Yeah. And I think we're on that too late path. I do. I think that whatever plan they were
and then,
putting
of course,
in place.
many people just say this is all crazy.
Well, no, it's not. Something's
know,
going on. There's way too many coordinated
that
things going
archbishop
on.
needs a straight jacket. That was another comment from the line.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that,
I just think there's too many coordinated pieces.
Well, nobody does, even if people are saying that Putin is crazy, right?
Well, he is crazy.
Right.
Who cares?
But there's still a method to his crazy madness. There's a reason he's doing these things. He's tactically doing things on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just made up like, let's go bomb here, let's go do this, let's go do that. There's a reason for all that, and we'll never know that because we don't know the real reason. The real reasons are never given up to.
And Europe does seem kind of quiet, don't they? You don't hear a lot coming out. I mean, you hear big companies ripping their companies out of Russia, fine, but you don't hear the European Union saying a lot, making a lot of. This isn't like World War II where you had all of these countries coming together and building axes and the allies, and it's not like that. It's kind of like. It's like everybody, like Vic, you said, it's like we're all spectators on a television show. We tune in at 7 o'clock and we go to bed at 10.
Just go over here, go over there.
Uh-huh.
Follow the shiny object, follow the new toy. Okay, we're done watching this over here now. This was the biggest story ever. Like, we're done with this. Now come over here to this news story. Don't look at this anymore.
Yeah.
Come look over here. Robert says, deep state has always attacked those who do not have central banking.
There's a lot of this stuff that I don't understand. I mean, I haven't watched enough Tom Cruise movies to actually figure all this stuff out. But, I mean...
Kimberly says Putin may have just prevented the next pandemic by taking out the biolabs.
There's another one.
Well, we already know, and even our own country admitted so much so that, COVID started in a lab. We refused to say that it didn't.
I know that I am walking around Guitar Center without a mask all of a sudden for some reason.
I did not hear that. I did not hear what Melissa said. We appreciate you guys joining the show. It is the morning. It just shows about you. Try to separate fact from fiction. Have a little fun here. Have you heard this? Melissa says Biden looking into changing over to cryptocurrency. I had not heard that.
No, I haven't heard that.
And Crystal says apparently the oligarchs were embezzling money from the Russian Defense Fund. Hence why their tanks, trucks are breaking down. Putin never knew about how decrepit his stuff was before entering into Ukraine.
It's just lack of gas. I mean, and who knows what it is? You just don't know. I mean, you hear about that 40-mile convoy. It's a lot of trucks.
And it's just been sitting. Well, it's been sitting there.
Yeah,
it's been sitting there since last week. So, I mean.
But you know what? You guys, I know Channel 2, you guys aren't doing, and there's no way you can, but you guys aren't exploring Ukraine. You guys are just reporting on what the national media
because we don't have
feeds.
people embedded there.
Right.
And local, and I've said this a lot, but local news does not do the national stories.
Yeah. And that's why 60 Minutes is so important, and that's why
Is it?
I think so.
It
used to be.
Okay.
It used
then
to
say
be.
it used to be.
It used to be.
When it used to actually do news that covered both sides of a story.
Yeah.
60 Minutes doesn't cover both sides of the story anymore.
No, they don't.
It's an atrocity. And somebody who cares about true journalism like myself, they don't cover the full boat. They have been clearly one-sided in much of its reporting. Now, they still will do some outstanding stories as long as politics are not involved.
Right.
But if politics is involved, 60 Minutes is not going to give you a fair shake. They just don't.
No.
And I would talk and debate and
But the concept of 60
anybody.
Minutes. The concept of 60 Minutes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the
it's
concept
the
of
concept of
I
anything.
know, guys. I
You need
know.
Andy Rooney back. Did you ever notice when your president thinks that he doesn't know who the president of Russia is, and they
Yeah,
want
but
to
guess
invade
what?
himself.
But Brendan, in this day and age, guess what?
Yeah.
He wouldn't be allowed to do that.
That's true.
He just wouldn't.
Would he not?
No.
He was
Everything has
grandfathered
changed.
into that. He was grandfathered.
National,
He might have been canceled, but
national media is a problem when it comes to not
is a
telling the full
problem.
story.
You guys are
when
a
you
problem.
when you tell national media,
I know, but you talk to those guys.
No, I'm not national. National
You
media,
could be.
and I'm always
could
the
be.
the person who says national media is a problem. Roz says yes, Vic. 60 Minutes has gotten really bad. Jimmy Zollner said yes. Yesterday in testimony, it was admitted that there are U.S. biolabs in Ukraine.
It just makes you want to go get a margarita on the beach and just look at the seagulls for a
Just
second.
check out, right?
I mean, does it not, Vic?
Well, I was going to.
I'm sorry, but does it not? It makes you just want to go, you know what? I'll be in next month. I'll be in next month because I just can't take this anymore. No one's giving me any answers. You guys are obviously the density of all of this stuff is so big that no matter what you think, it's not going to change.
It drove Chris to go do his own landscaping. He couldn't even show up today anymore. He went and he chose landscaping over to listen to this.
Well, Chris's thing is, and you got to admire it, is Chris doesn't get too bogged down in the details like we do. Like we're thinkers. We go into dark places in our houses and we go, what if A plus B equals, oh my God, C would be horrible. Chris is more like, oh man, you think this is going to happen? And I go, yeah, it's going to happen. He's like, all right, well, I'll be at the casino if you need me. I mean, that's a good person to be around because they don't get, and Angela's another good person. She doesn't get so mired down in this stuff to where she's going to need to take Prozac in 10 years.
Well, no, it's not a matter of, but it's also the same point in time, too, where you just can't stick your head in the sand because if you do.
That's a good point, too.
While it feels,
yes.
It's like taking a drug. Mm-hmm. While it feels good at the time, is it really going to benefit you when that good feeling wears off?
And if this is
then what happens when that
right.
good feeling wears off? What has happened to you in your life?
And dude, another thing about this, if this is true, if there's no conspiracy going on here, if this is just Russia ransacking the Capitol, okay, you know who's going to save the day? It's going to be the soccer moms again. They are going to rise up worldwide and say, we are done seeing kids getting killed in the streets. It won't be the industrial complex. It won't be the war machine people. It will be the soccer moms and social media that will actually stop this war, I'll bet. Because there is no way that you can watch dead kids in the street day in and day out without some blowback.
Yeah, well, what are they going to do? What are they
Don't
gonna do?
ever underestimate the soccer moms.
All right, well, that leads us to our break. When we come back, Eric, this is perfect from what you just said. YouGov America just did a poll. Would you rather be dumb and happy or smart and sad? I know what you are.
Well, I'm dumb and happy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather try the other side for a while.
Next. We'll tell you where the polling stands. It might surprise you, maybe not. We'll be back with more Edge right after this. Eric Johnson, Brendan Chan, I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2.
The Edge Morning Show. Back in a moment.
Shop local with Revolution Mattress in O'Fallon. When you come in, you talk to the owners, Kevin and Lisa. No high pressure and no salesperson stalking you through the store. Kevin and Lisa will help you pick out the perfect mattress for your body and sleep position. Most of their products are made in America with a 10-year non-prorated warranty. See why Revolution Mattress has 5-star ratings on Google and Facebook reviews. Revolution Mattress, locally owned on Main Street in O'Fallon.
People's Bank and Trust is helping you get a grip on your finances with our new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills all from the palm of your hand. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net for more information and to start using mobile banking. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Travers Automotive and RV grand opening in Wentzville across the highway from the GM plant is happening right now. We have a selection of over 1,000 new late model cars and trucks with new vehicles arriving daily. Shop from all makes, all models with financing for everyone. Looking for an RV? We also have over 200 travel trailers, fifth wheels, and motorhomes from Mesa Ridge, Open Range, KZ, Winnebago, Dutchman, and a great selection of used RVs. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, or RV, make Travers Automotive RV your one-stop destination. Located off Highway 70 at the Highway A exit.
Hi, it's Julie again with Ben's Moving and Storage in Wentzville, Missouri, located at the intersection of Wilmer Road and Interstate Drive. We offer on-site security and 24/7 access. We are proud to have served as your one-stop shop for all your moving and storage needs since 1984. Right now, we are offering $25 off moving or a free month storage for new customers. For more information, visit us at bensmovingandstorage.com, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook for future storage sales. Ben's Moving and Storage in Wentzville.
Hi, this is Curtis Parks. I'm the owner of Complete Auto Body and Repair. Now that things are back open, the vaccines are out, we are ready to get back to work. The kids are home, and I'm sure you're ready to go back to work too. We are hiring all positions. We are looking for everyone and anyone that wants to make life better for themselves, and we want you now. CompleteAB.com is where you apply. CompleteAB.com. Join the complete experience. No more sitting at home. Let's get back to work. If it's not perfect, it's not complete. Others can't compete with Complete Auto Body.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixed the car.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So we're going to tap into human emotion, first with some music. Then in a serious tone, I'll say, save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. And even though it was about saving money with Progressive, we'll fade out the music so you know it was poignant. Wow, powerful stuff. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
How do we get to the place where, Putin decides he's going to just invade Russia? Nothing like this is happening in World War II. How do we get to the place where, Putin decides he's going to just invade Russia? Nothing like this is happening in World War II.
That's our president.
How do we get to the place?
Welcome back to The Edge. Fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Eric Johnson, Britton Shannon for Chris. Angela Sharp with the day off. I'm Vic Faust. Yeah, the president, President Biden, talking about how do we get to the point where Putin is invading Russia. Yeah, presidents have misspoke over time, but nothing like the current president, and it's unfortunate. So anyway, right back to our show. As we went to break, I asked you if you'd rather be dumb and happy or smart and sad. A poll from YouGov was done last month in February. And according to almost 11,000 people that were polled, 37% of Americans say they would prefer to be dumb and happy. Yep. And that's what you would rather be?
Ignorance is bliss, baby.
Dude, you beat me to it, man. What?
35%. So it's almost equal. 35% say they would rather be smart and sad. That's what I would rather be. And the other, 28%? Don't know.
Why do you think I play bass in a rock band? All you have to be is happy and stupid.
But all your idols are smart and sad. So look at the Chris Cornells and all that. They're all these brilliant writers and performers, and they're just sad people.
Sting is a sad-ass dude.
Yeah.
Men and women take slightly different views on the topic. 40% of men would rather be smart and sad, while 33% say they'd be dumb and happy.
Yeah.
The rest didn't know. Women, on the other hand, are more likely to say that they would prefer to be dumb and happy. And that's 40% of them.
Yeah.
Same 30% smart and sad.
Yeah.
So the rest are unsure.
I don't.
And it's interesting. The more education a person has, according to their poll, they would more prefer to be smart and sad.
The more education,
The more
get,
education
so they
you
wouldn't
have-
want to give up their education.
Well, they're sad because they're still paying off their student loans.
That's true.
That's true too.
And
Oh,
among
man.
Americans whose highest level of education is high school, more would rather be dumb and happy.
Yeah. I mean, when I was living in other cities other than this, some of the happiest people I knew, they smoked pot all day long. They arrived at the corner bistro with their acoustic guitar, and they played their little songs until 1 a.m. with their friends. And then they went home and they did it all again the next day. And they were stupid as hell, but they were happy little munchkins.
Yeah, well.
So there's something to be said about that. Now, would I like to be smart like...
Smart and sad equals happy later, according to Robert Peterball. So that's another great point. And, of course, we've covered so much today. We always do. So, Eric, dumb and happy, correct?
Correct. No doubt.
I would rather be smart and sad. Brendan.
Oh, man. Put me dumb, happy on a shack on the beach. I don't care. Give me a hot plate and
Yeah.
a coffee pot.
Yeah.
I'm done.
What'd you say, a hot plate and a coffee pot?
hot plate and a coffee pot.
Yeah.
I'm checked out, dude.
Yeah.
Well, and we want to give everybody an update, too. Tomorrow, Angela will be back. We're also going to be talking tomorrow with an expert on the Ukrainian situation, on how Ukrainians are defending themselves when it comes to being armed now. The government has given them the opportunity to take ownership of guns, to go and defend yourself, a martial law being declared, and how it's working. So we're going to talk with Stephen Williford will be our guest tomorrow.
I can't wait for that. And
He'll join us at 8:30 tomorrow morning.
There's a story that will never be told until after this whole thing is over, and it's how the CIA and how all of our black ops guys are getting weapons into the country. That is fascinating, because they're saying that they're getting the Stinger missiles, they're getting the tank busters, they're getting guns and weapons over there. I'm like, how are you guys doing that? How are you driving it through Poland? I mean, you're getting around all these caravans of. I mean, that would be a fascinating story to find out how they're getting these weapons, these defensive weapons, to the, I guess, the rebels, the Ukrainians. I hope maybe he knows that.
Yeah, the moms and dads who are there trying to fight.
Yes.
Right.
As we've talked so much about. It is interesting, too, as we talked about being careful of media coverage and what you intake and what you take from it. I was also just sent headlines of pictures, and I've seen this happen in national media before, where pictures from one event have been used for other events.
Right.
Or you've seen the
Yes.
actors, and especially with school shootings. And that's not conspiracy. It has happened.
It's lazy
I have
producers.
seen it, and there's a couple images that are making their way around where you see the headline says Ukrainian soldiers talking with their girlfriends before they go to the front lines, or leaving their girlfriends before they leave the front lines. Right next to it, you'll see the same image from Crimea in 2017.
Or what is the
Just be careful, as we always tell you, of what you intake, what you believe. Check it. The truth should always set you free and stand out from the rest if you care enough, which is why you have to be more than an average American when it comes to studying the issues yourself.
Miss Ukraine? That was not Miss Ukraine with that rifle.
Yeah,
that was an air gun.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the problem. She is a shooter. She owns her own guns.
But that doesn't mean that was a...
No, the image may not have been her gun, but we did a news story with her. She is legit. She is trained to shoot. That specific image that you're talking about
was an air gun.
It was an air gun.
Yeah.
She owns her own guns. She shoots. And she was ready to fight and do the battle.
Well, I think it just speaks to your thing. It's like, that's an image of not her 5 minutes away from attacking the Russians. It was a posed picture.
Yeah, she's not taking a hill somewhere. She's not saying, "Follow me."
Well, from the
go.
Facebook line, Jeannie says, my son is a veteran, and he's trying like crazy to get over there.
That's another story. I want to know about that too.
I mean, once
how many Israel retired veterans are there? How many American veterans are going over there? How many people from France are going over there? And how are they developing? You know what I mean? There are expatriates that are literally going into Ukraine right now, and they're kind of just like these undercover warriors. That's another story I would love to hear about.
Well, we continue to cover so many things on this show, and we jump around. It is the Morning Edge, the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. You won't find anything like it anywhere else because that's what we do. We appreciate you joining us. We appreciate your comments. The comments are great. We appreciate your input. One of the other issues that came up today was about the cryptocurrency. Somebody said, quote, I heard Biden wants to, quote, push cryptocurrency, get away from the dollar. I didn't have knowledge of that. But as of today, according to usatoday.com, Biden signs cryptocurrency executive order, hoping, quote, hoping to advance a digital dollar and other innovations. President Joe Biden signed the executive order this morning, mobilizing the federal government to create a strategy for digital assets like cryptocurrencies that promote innovation in the industry while minimizing risk to Americans and the global financial system. Does that not sound insane?
It is.
Eric, you say every day you walk into the studio and you're blown away by the information, the news, the stories that we bring.
It's like being on a high wire without a net or a parachute. It's dumb that our government, who controls the dollar, we control the world currency already. Why would we want to invent something with a currency that has no backing whatsoever?
With that being said, the order directs the Treasury Department, the United States Treasury Department, to develop guidelines for Americans trading and using cryptocurrency that aims to help them avoid fraud or market volatility.
No.
Treasury would also do further research.
There's your key word right
Treasury research on the potential role of the digital assets and blockchain in future payment systems. This sounds like a disaster.
No, it sounds like they're trying to tax it, is exactly what they're trying to do.
What they're trying to do is they'll have control over it, because if they've got the cryptocurrency, you can seize cryptocurrency easy from a computer somewhere, someplace, right?
No, you can't.
You can't. Sure,
No,
you can.
you can't.
You can freeze that. Absolutely, you
No,
can.
you can't.
You can freeze somebody's cryptocurrency much easier than you say gold is the standard.
Donna calls it communism. Robert says digital currencies will be the final. I repeat, the final control of your life.
Yeah, you need. Aren't you glad that you're kind of older? I am, because I don't have to deal with this much longer.
We're going to be back to trading beaver pelts.
If I was 18 right now, I would
gold,
be pissed.
get your gold. Get your gold.
That's another thing is when I would see the gold commercials back in the day, I was like, yeah, whatever. What next? I'm going to get a bunker in my backyard and put canned food down there, whatever. Now you start to think, damn, I need to get some gold and silver.
Well, with so many issues that we're facing all over life, specifically with the gas prices, with the oil situation, having the pipeline here, going up over $7. What would you predict by the end of the summer, Eric?
I said this would be a great idea for a whiteboard. Where do you think it's going to stop? I think in the Midwest, it'll be $6. I do. I think that there's going to be a place in St. Louis that it hits $6 if they don't get this under control. You have a $200 barrel of oil?
But we already know it's not going to be under control. The president told us yesterday that this is, quote, Russia's fault, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's a, quote, grin and bear it situation. And also, no more drilling, no more pipeline access is going to be opened up in the United States. We were specifically told that. With that being said, we're going to stop importing from Russia. Mm-hmm. Okay, so where are we buying that 10% that we
don't have
getting
to.
From Russia?
We don't have
we
to.
We know that.
It's 600,000 barrels a day.
What's actually going to be happening?
Maduro's going to send 200,000 extra barrels, and Saudi Arabia will send another 200, and we'll still be down 200,000 barrels, which will keep prices inflated. And the world's news will keep. It'll be $6 by the end of the summer.
Well, the former Keystone X-Line pipe worker, he's on Fox News. The energy industry, quote, tried to warn the president against policies hindering U.S. oil, gas, and production. Policies that he said the workers have caused the country's growing energy crisis. As I said, if you watch reporters and you watch national media speak, as I always say, listen to what people say and watch what they do. They'll show you who they are.
Yes.
It's all about, quote, Russia. Everything, Russian invasion. That's why the gas prices are. It turns your attention away from the possibility that it could be a lack of drilling. It could be the Keystone Pipeline. And gas prices increased every single month since the president's been in office. Whether you agree with his policies or not, one thing's for sure. It's black and white truth. Mm-hmm. Prices have increased every single month.
It is
not what they have in the last week. I mean, this month or the last 3 weeks have been
There's
insane.
$6 right behind you somewhere. But
it was over $7 in LA yesterday.
right, and they don't care because they got little cars that are chargeable. But
Not all of them.
I know. But the guys that mean something in California don't care so much about this stuff. The things about Biden that drive me nuts aren't what he says in his teleprompter speeches that he can't hack out without stumbling all over the place. The things that drive me nuts about Biden was the day that he comes out and he goes, "This
Who's
will
he? Oh, Biden?
Joe Biden." That is the little one-liners, and they come damn true. So be careful, guys. When he said we are headed for the winter of darkness, I about fell out of my chair. I was like, "This is a U.S. president not being optimistic about the
And
country."
for those who don't remember, he was referring to COVID back then.
Yeah,
2
COVID
winters
back
ago.
then. And yesterday he does this little. That one of the reporters shot him a question, said, "Can you tell us about the price of oil?" And he looks at the guy, he goes, "They're going up." Remember that? He goes, "They're going up." And I was like, that's kind of flippant.
Yeah.
Of course they're going up, dumbass. But what are you going to do about it? And that was the next question. What are you going to do about it? And he goes, "We're not going to do anything. This is Russia's fault." And I was like, we're in trouble. He could have said, "We're looking into the problem," and then walked away. But he didn't.
Yeah, well, Donna brings up a good point, too, and we talked about this on Fox 2 yesterday as well. Some of what's going on is also price gouging, and that's a shame because we have heard reports of that where the prices don't match. The price of oil still, albeit are going up, they still don't match in every circumstance to the prices per gallon that you're getting, which would earmark, check off the list. Yeah, that could be some price gouging. And, of course, we could talk with Eric Schmidt about that as well. We always get Eric on to see if there's anything that you can do about that. But once again, the prices are going up. There's, as Cindy said, there's so many players in the game.
That's the truth.
And then it becomes difficult to track it. Unlike the other topic we've been talking about with cryptocurrency, as we're reminded, every transaction is traceable by anybody who holds coin.
It's true. It's damn true.
Another thing to think about.
Another thing is it's not the world currency. I'm sorry, it's not the United States currency. It's the world currency. So that, George Soros, this is just me speculating and just being stupid. I'll just be the stupid, blissful dude over here. How about that? But George Soros is the one that's a lot behind a lot of this garbage. He's the one behind our beautiful little prosecutor here in St. Louis. He's the one that has he is literally trying to break society down. Not figuratively, but literally.
But you're allowed to give money.
No, why would George Soros give money to St. Louis prosecutor race?
Listen, you can break it down. I'm not
Seriously.
saying that I think it's a great idea, but you are allowed this country
Why would you-
to donate money. The Koch brothers did it with Republican candidates, and now you have...
why would George Soros, a Ukrainian or wherever he's from, put money in behind Kim Gardner in St. Louis, Missouri?
Well, this could help your point. I'm just bringing the facts up. That's what I do. You give all the opinions, and that's what you're allowed to do.
Okay,
He
go ahead.
also, it wasn't just Kim Gardner. It's prosecutors all over the
You
country.
got that right.
That he has
I'm just worried
donated
about
money
my
to their
backyard for
campaign.
now.
But at least Kim Gardner came on this show and told us that. Kim Gardner came onto this show and said, yes.
Well, what is she going to say?
She said, yes, I take money from George Soros. And she also reminded what's the difference between taking Republican candidates taking money from the Koch brothers.
I'll take money
Are
from
you
George
serious?
Soros.
The Koch brothers are a conservative family from the United States of America.
Who donated to
George
Who
Soros is the
donated-
one world order king. So, no, this is a big different thing. So you start to think, we started going.
As Robert says, the Koch brothers are rhinos.
And the Koch brothers aren't exactly super conservative anymore. They're kind of getting over that. But you're right. They are well into the Mitt Romney camp. But the question is this, you're trying to break down society, right? You're trying to engage in cryptocurrency.
There are arguments that if you're not really paying attention, there are arguments that there are forces at play trying to tear down America.
There's arguments. I just laid out a full-on attack. You have a guy that wants to defund the police for what
And
reason?
Not just
For what reason?
But not just Soros.
Oh no, there's a lot of people behind that. Bill Gates is helping them. Bill Gates, all the people with money. And there's a lot of people with money that are kind of just bowing out. Trust me, I get that too. But there is a lot when you have billions and maybe trillions in your accounts, you're going to start throwing it. If you have a vision of the world, if you want a one world government, you got to start somewhere.
This whole topic.
Right?
Yeah. And it was and it's been more serious today because there are serious things going around the world. We try to have fun on the show. We bounce around. We go up, we go down, we go all around. But at the same point in time, when we leave the show, you still have the situation that's going on in Ukraine. Your gas prices are higher than they've ever, I repeat, ever been before. And they're going to get higher, according to the president.
Isn't it? Okay, so check it out.
And then the president also said he doesn't understand why Putin's invading Russia.
And isn't it ironic that it is perfectly timed, coordinated with the end of COVID?
Well,
2 years of catastrophe, and all of a sudden, our beloved leader from St. Louis County says, it's over. It's time to address your attention. It's time to look at Ukraine.
I get frustrated by what we've had, but St. Louis County Executive Sam Page did not say it's over. He's still saying we're headed in the good direction. We still get daily numbers from the St. Louis Pandemic Task Force as well. It's just they're minuscule numbers compared to where we were.
Yeah.
And it disappeared really fast, which is a great thing. We're not dealing with COVID on a large scale anymore. Heck, we were told, somebody said their Walgreens pharmacy doesn't even have the stickers on the floor where
They're
it's standing
gone.
anymore. Gonzo.
It's time for you not to worry about the stickers on the floor.
And
Ukraine is on tonight on NBC.
How much do you want to bet those stickers don't come back?
Ooh, this is,
people are,
damn.
Again, it's people get desensitized by it as
Bingo.
well.
I'm telling you.
Damn, Vic.
And the stories have already begun, what we have said on the show. We're going to probably be dealing with COVID like it's a normal flu in the future.
Sure.
We're already doing those stories on news.
Yeah, because you're not going to have the 16 million people dying anymore. It'll be the average winter brings 300,000
everybody
worldwide.
got it.
Right.
Your T cell. We don't even want to get into all
brother.
that again. It's 9:50 at the same point in time.
And I know, let me just say, I sound like a damn I sound like Art Bell late at night. I get it. I'm just asking the weird questions. It's like, isn't it? It's just things that make you go,
Well, there's several of them. And we,
Right?
as life goes on, as time goes on, we're getting more of these situations. You have an abundance of oil. Why aren't you drilling? Your oil's cleaner than the oil that you're bringing in. Why aren't you opening up the pipeline? You're not going to import no oil from Russia. Okay, great, but you're going to go import it from Iran. Why would we do that? You start to ask yourself these questions. Why is Russia taking over Ukraine? Why did we sit back and let it happen?
Yeah, let it happen.
What happens when this stops? Where does Putin stop?
Yeah.
What's going on with this quote when you have archbishops around the world saying, people wake up, archbishops. Archbishop Vigano, who's had a marvelous reputation, calling out the New World Order, the Great Reset, that people need to wake up.
Do you think that the Vatican
makes you think
is
about
the Vatican
everything.
involved in all of this, or do you think
No,
you don't think so? No. That's a question.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. Eric, there's no proof of that. No.
I didn't say there's proof of anything.
No.
There's not proof of George Soros
not when you
trying
have-
to destroy St. Louis. I'm
No.
just saying it seems odd.
No, there will always be evil players in the game. And there will always be people
And the
trying
Pope's
to
not one of those
and
guys.
trying to represent themselves as good when they're evil.
Yeah.
You always have to be aware of that. And if you believe in good, you have to believe in evil, but that's a whole nother topic.
Gotcha.
that-
I just don't know. I literally just don't know. I'm like that roach trying to figure out what an airplane is. It looks, I can see it, but I have no idea what it is.
Who's going to come out as the true Dr. Evil?
Will we ever know?
Good
and
question.
And how long will that take? And is the true Dr. Evil here yet?
It's probably Chris Knight.
Some people.
It's probably Chris.
He's at the
we
lake.
work with him.
He's got a bunker. Oh, man, I'm going to tell you, though, $1 billion.
But then again, just remember and think about all the stats that we brought up with Ukraine and all of the things that are attached to Ukraine. It really makes you go, at least it does me as a reporter, going, wait a second. All of this stuff has happened or originated in Ukraine. And where is the world's attention right now? Where is Putin going after? Where is all of the controversy? It's in Ukraine, where so many of the other things have originated, and we don't even have to get back into that.
And at the meantime, our beautiful population, like, and I don't mean to pick on her, but Angela, their heads are buried in other things in their real lives, and they just don't care about this stuff.
I don't blame younger people. I blame it's up to the parents. It's up to the other people to try to teach your kids and to educate them in a way, because society and peer pressure are difficult enough. We got to take a quick break. You're listening to the fastest 2 hours of Morning Talk Radio. Eric Johnson, Brendan Shanahan in for Chris Knight. Angela Sharp's off today. I'm Vic Faust with Fox 2. Back with more right after this.
Chris is out fixing up the lair. Lair.
Morning Show is coming right back.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed is the only bed that effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. The new Queen Sleep Number 360 C2 Smart Bed is only $8.99, plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com today. That's BABBEL.com.
The O'Fallon Kiwanis Club is now accepting applications for their vocational scholarships. If you're a high school senior or you're a high school student who's graduating this year, apply for a vocational scholarship being offered by the O'Fallon Kiwanis. To qualify, you must graduate this year and plan on attending a vocational school offering a technical certificate. Go online to ofkiwanis.com to find out more. Application deadline is March 21st. If you're a high school student graduating this year and plan on going into a technical field, the O'Fallon Kiwanis may be able to help.
Hey, Brian Dawson here. Folks, Brian Dawson Roofing and Construction is a roofing company dedicated to excellence and quality. We are very familiar with working with insurance as well as uninsured roofing needs. We do room additions, small roofs, big roofs, steep roofs, flat roofs, residential and commercial. So hey, if you have any roofing or construction needs, call me, Brian Dawson.
Learn more by visiting BrianDawsonRoofing.com or call 636-465-9465. That's 465-9465.
Weber Chevrolet has been in business since 1902. No other car dealer in St. Louis of any brand can say that. Nobody sells more Chevrolet, period. Weber Chevrolet is one dealer with 3 roofs. In Missouri at Olive and 270, and in Illinois Metro East, Columbia, and Granite City. All easy to get to, just follow the 270 loop. Also, all online accessible at WeberChevrolet.com. Right now, Weber Chevrolet is open but very thorough in their cleaning, disinfecting, and social distancing rules. And don't forget, Weber Chevrolet service departments are award-winning and second to none. In fact, other dealers send their problems to Weber Chevy to fix. Now during this crisis, Weber Chevrolet has teamed up with Detroit to come up with awesome deals to help people save money and manage their budget. Discounts, incentives, and the ability to not make your payment for up to 4 months. Weber Chevrolet since 1902, WeberChevrolet.com.
Get a grip on your finances with People's Bank and Trust's new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills with ease and all from the palm of your hand. Activate your phone today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were yelling at another car while driving, let me say it again. You need to calm down. Yelling is just making everyone as stressed out as you are and letting them all know that you definitely aren't trying to save with Progressive Snapshot. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't yelling at another car, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means the prescription medication to treat ED is super affordable at 4hims.com. And now get your first online doctor's visit free at 4hims.com. That's right. Zero copay, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. That's really good news. To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/joy.
Here comes more of the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Before we say goodbye today, we want to thank you for joining us. By the way, don't miss us tomorrow, 8:30. Stephen Williford will join us, give us an update on Ukrainians arming themselves and what the opportunity of owning guns has given them to fight for their freedom, to not trust what's going to happen, and where we go as you move forward in life when it comes to owning guns. It's a big topic in the States as well, as we know. Maybe not these days because we're all talking about oil and what's happening in Ukraine, but that'll be at 8:30. So we appreciate you guys making this the show that it is, the unique show that it is, The Morning Edge. Remember, if you start washing your shoulders, you think that you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Or you get a chip on it.
Or you've got a chip on your shoulder that you're trying to wash off. Yeah. Comedy presented by Brendan Shanahan in lieu of one John Parker.
Yeah. John likes being talked about. Trust me, it doesn't matter.
That's right. Eric Johnson, Brendan Shanahan, I'm Vic Faust. Angela Sharp will be back tomorrow. Have a great day. We'll see you for Fox 2 News at 5 and 9.
KFNS FM Troy.